Welcome, Pibi, to Metalarium Pages. Well, it's a great pleasure to talk with you again, because we did an interview 2 years ago, and now we're talking about Rage with you again. So thanks a lot for your time, and congratulations on this new record. So first of all, how are you? How are you, and how is the band now?
Both good. Yeah, I'm talking a bit too much last time. I have so many interviews. I find no time for anything else. Yeah, the band is also really good. We just started touring. We've been already to Canada, and in 2 weeks or so, our new album will be out. Not really 2 weeks, a bit less than 2 weeks. So we are really excited. Very good reaction so far, and we hope the fans will also like it that much.
Okay. After Lifelines is a double album. You
Yes.
first since 2001, so welcome to the other side. I remember very well that album. So, what was the creative impetus behind this ambitious project?
Welcome to the Other Side was a single album. I never did a
Oh,
double album so far. I don't know how to come to this.
mm,
It's the very first double album I ever did, and I'm proud. Finally, I made it after 40 years. I never did another double album so far.
oh,
Uh,
okay.
I don't know. I
I
don't
got
know what information you have there, but it's not true.
okay. So sorry about it. So well, and for this question after Lifelines, so what was the current creative impetus behind this ambitious project to do a double album?
Yeah, it was since long my wish to do a double album at least once in my career. The first plan to do this was in 2006 with the album Speak of the Dead, but it never happened back then for several reasons, depending the label work. And now, as we were heading to our 40th anniversary, and we had let me start this way. After the release of the one before, Resurrection Day, in autumn 21, there was another lockdown going on here due to the corona pandemic, and we couldn't tour. We had to delay our tour for 2 or 3 times. So we used the leftover time, to just continue collecting song ideas. And after a few months, we just realized it's so much stuff we got together that we could use this for at least 2 albums. So my idea popped up again, like maybe this time it's good for a double album. And we asked SPV, and as we were heading forward to this 40th anniversary, they said yes. Finally, I got permission to do this double album. So we set up the plans for this, and the concept, um, for having out Afterlife and Lifelines together as this double album, um,
Mm,
with one album concentrating on the heavy stuff, on this typical power metal stuff that Rage is known for, and on the other half of the album, it's going to be, or it is now, the more epic material, a bit more progressive, with full orchestration. So, that we would have all the different trademarks of the band's sound on one album together.
okay. So, how did you approach the songwriting for Afterlife? Did you have any specific concept of the theme in mind?
Yeah, like I said, as soon as we realized we have enough material and we get the permission for this double album, we split it up, all the ideas, and developed uh, very heavy songs. Those that what the ideas demanded, develop very heavy songs for the first album, and for the second one, we worked them out a bit more progressive, a bit more epically. We added a orchestrator, arranger, that did worked with us on orchestral arrangements, and so the whole concept was just followed.
Mm, okay. So, Rage has released over 25 albums in your career. So, how do you maintain such a high level of quality and consistency with each release?
All in all, it must be even more. I don't know. The creativity was never a problem, I would say. We are always having lots of brilliant ideas and very quickly, it's just, I don't know, it is a gift. I have to admit, it's a gift.
Okay, nice. So the band has gone through several lineup changes over the years. So how has this affected your creative process and sound? How do you stay inspired and motivated after so many years in the music industry?
So these lineup changes were like normal. I mean, for most of the bands have having changes in their lineups, but this never reflected on my creativity. I write songs independently from whoever I work with, and mm, I mean, different guitar players brought different influences in the sound, of course, and but in the general way of working, it never really made such a big difference. At least not for me as a songwriter. And yeah, this is my profession. That's why I'm doing this, and um, whoever will work with me or will be in my band, I'm going to continue as long as possible, as long as I live, hopefully.
Okay. So how was your songwriting and recording process evolve over the years since the beginning to now?
Oh, yeah. How did it evolve? I mean, in the beginning, it was a bit the playing abilities were not as good as today. I would say we were kids, we were just learning our instruments in the very early years, But besides this, I don't know. Maybe there were more and more stylistic elements integrated in the sound, over the years. Um, from quite simple power metal in the very beginning to a bit more progressive maybe later. There was getting more epic elements. This is kind of orchestration stuff that we developed with Limbo Mortis in the middle 90s, for example. Different musical elements integrated into music. That was basically the changes.
Mm, okay. The COVID-19 pandemic has had a significant impact on the music industry, especially touring. So how do you see the live music scene evolving in the post-pandemic era?
Oh, it's getting back to normal, I would say. You can tour again worldwide, um, and I hope it will all come back like it was before.
And what are your plans for touring in support of After Lifelines?
We have already set up plenty of concerts worldwide. We already started. We just came back from Canada already, where we played. We will head off to Japan in 2 weeks. We have a bigger European tour. Then we have lots of festivals over the summer. It's going to be a Scandinavian tour, a Spanish tour. We will play England. I can't remember everything. It's plenty of stuff, and we're still booking more. So I guess the touring will expand also into next year in 25.
Mm, okay. Well, as you can see now, the world are very shocking for the news for the AI in general. There are artists complaining, the social media are complaining against the AI. In some points they are right, in some points they are not. So, what are your thoughts of the role of the technology in music, particularly the rise of the streaming services and AI?
Well, good question. Yeah, good question. Hard to say. It depends on what you do with this. You can make some really good things with it. You can also make some really shitty things. I don't really know how it will develop and what kind of people are occupying this technology. If the bad guys occupy the stuff, and I can imagine there's going to be plenty of problems coming up to the world. In music, I don't know. I mean, I can't really imagine that these machines will uh, completely substitute the real life musicians, the real songwriters. You can for simple pop music, for techno or so. It is already AI music. But for rock music, especially for metal, I'm not sure if this would be the same result. So far at the moment, I'm not really scared too much of the competition with the technology.
Okay, and so related to this question, how do you see the technology influencing the future of the music?
Like I said already, technology makes it, of course, very easy and very fast to record your stuff. Meanwhile, and you get really good results with. You don't have to pay that much anymore, like it was like 20, 30 years ago, when you had to rent expensive studios, and the analog technique was a lot harder to get good results, like it is now with the digital technologies. And that's advantages. And on the other hand, all the digitalization, the streaming, for example, made music less valuable. You don't get really that much money anymore for your music, and that makes it hard, especially for younger bands, to survive and to live from their music. That's a disadvantage, I would say. Because when you cannot live from what you're doing anymore, you can only do it as a hobby. Then, of course, the quality is getting lower.
Okay, okay. Well, talking about now, especially from the history or from Rage, what are some of your favorite memories from your long career? And at this point in your career, how do you measure success in your career?
Success is definitely that I'm still doing it, that I had the opportunity to do it for my whole life. This is not normal, I would say. And I wouldn't measure it too much in money. I mean, I had a good life. I made good money over all the years, and I never had to work next to the band, do a regular job or so. I'm not a millionaire, but I don't think that this is the point to measure if you're successful or not. I have followers all around the world. Band has followers all around the world, which I'm very grateful for, and I think those people are the key to success. When uh, without them, it wouldn't be possible to do this. So in this case, I consider myself being really lucky, and the band being really lucky, and just hope that we can continue doing this.
Mm. Okay, and with all these kind of aspects, do you feel that you have achieved everything you set out to do when you found Rage?
Uh, didn't really understand the question.
Okay, okay, I will repeat it. So, do you feel that you have achieved everything you set out to do when you founded Rage?
I never had any expectations, especially not when we started with the band. We were just kids. We were fans, metal fans that just wanted to play their favorite music. I had no expectations at all that I would make a living from this, or that I would do it that long. So all my, um, if you want to call it expectations, all what I could imagine is way over topped. From reality. So I'm really grateful. I'm really happy that it turned out like this. And if
Mm.
it wouldn't have turned out like this, I wouldn't have been surprised. I would have done something else, and probably, like most of the kids that start a band.
Mm. Okay, okay. Well, and relating to this, you are more for you were with Rage for more than over 40 years old. So for you, what are some of the challenges of being a band for over 40 years? What are the more remarkable challenge that you have since the beginning to now?
Hmm. The biggest challenge is just endurance, I would say. Just never let yourself get frustrated, or when things are not working like you want them, just uh, keep on doing it. Just stay on it. That was all, basically. Just be there and repeat what you're doing. Never stop.
Okay, okay, and with this, when this were for over more than 40 years experience as a musician. So what advice would you give to aspiring musicians who want to have a long and successful career in the music industry, well, at this time?
You cannot give advices because every career is different, every life is different, every musician is different. That makes not really sense, because also the times now are completely different for a young band that is just starting. It's a completely different challenge, like it was for us back then, 40 decades ago. So there's not too much you can say about this. I mean, just keep endurance. Don't let yourself get disappointed. Do the best you can, and just stay on it. That's basically all you can say, and develop your own way.
Okay, okay. We are very close to in this interview, PB. And for this aspect, as you can, well, you are born in the band, born in the 80s, create more music, 70s, 80s, 90s. You saw all phases of the music industry, especially in metal, because you raced since the beginning for the first bands, and now you are one of the biggest bands in Germany, and you can see all eras. But as you can see now, the metal is well more accepted compared to the 60s, 70s, 80s, or 90s. At that time, the metal was rejected for many people. When you lyric against the social Christianity, I don't know. The metal spread the word against a lot of many things. So, but now you can see the social media and you can see how to paint a corpse paint as a black metal. How will be a true metal head on the I don't know, on the Hellfest festival. So these kind of stuff are like joking for a lot of influencers around the world. And that's why the medals were more accepted for the society. You can wearing a t-shirts of Cannibal Corpse in the streets and nobody is shocked about the t-shirts. But in the 90s, it was different. If you work with a Cannibal Corpse t-shirts on the street, a lot of people are saying this people is mad. I don't know why. So this kind of stuff. But now, as you can see. So some people say that the metal lose this kind of essence to fight against something. And for you, which are your perspective to have now the metal is well more accepted, and in some way, the reason the metal lose this kind of essence to fight, I don't know, against something.
Is it really necessary that this music is a kind of revolution or so? I'm not sure. If anything can be a revolution in music nowadays, because so much was done over the years, Back then, when I was really a kid in the 60s, it was even a crime to just wear long hair, and the guys were just caught in the streets and they were cutting their hair, Police were doing this, this was a kind of revolutionary thing against society habits, But of course, times have changed drastically since then, What is shocking nowadays? We have wars all over the world, that shock the people, We have poverty, this kind of stuff that is making people upset or so, but not how you look or so, I mean, this kind of the internet has explored everything that people can imagine. You can find everything that was one or two clicks, So the revolutionary aspect for music, I think, is not given anymore. But must it be, does music has to be a kind of revolution, I'm not sure, because music is entertainment nowadays. It's something for people to relax maybe their minds or so, it has different functions nowadays, it's not a kind of instrument to revolt against the older generation or so anymore, but it's not I don't think that this is a problem or so. Music has just a different function nowadays.
Okay. Well, PB, the sad times arrive at this interview. I hope you enjoyed this one like me. As always, album from Rage is a great one on your career. Congratulations again for this new album. And perhaps you want to add something to your Latin American fans and obviously Metallerium followers.
Yeah, first of all, very much thank you to everybody for the true support over so many years. South America was always a very good place for us, and we're setting up something for next year. I think next year in spring or so, as what I heard about the discussions at the moment, that we're gonna be back in South America. Um, yeah, thanks to everybody for the support. Thank you to you also for your support, and yeah, we hope to see you then by the time.